So how does it work? Well, first you're going to give a call to our admin team, and then they're going to schedule an evaluation with a trainer. We're going to go over the different training methods that we use with your dog. Then we're going to recommend a program that's going to best fit for you and your dog.
It's not always about the dog, sometimes it's about the owner. Do you have time to put in the training? Do you have the temperament to do the training? Or do we need to send the dog away for training with us? And once we kind of figure that out, we talk to them about, what are your budgetary needs? What are your time needs? And we put together a plan for them. We offer classes, private lessons. We offer board and train. So there's something for everybody.
We start with, our on-leash training, really showing them how the leash works, really bringing them up to speed with all the commands on leash. And then depending on how far the clients want to go, then we move into our off-leash programs where we get to that point of freedom in our training.
Depending on the program, if it's a jump start program, a board and train program, we teach the dog and then we go home and teach the owner. And that's one of the most important parts of all of this training is teaching the owner. It's very easy to train the dog. It's harder to train the owners because even though we've trained the dog, the owner still reverts back a lot of times to their old habits.
Once the program happens, then we have a Facebook group and a graduate support class to continue the training after the training. If you have questions, we want to be there.
Training doesn't just stop just because your training programs stop. You are always training your dog, whether it's a class or not. So it's a lifetime commitment.
During that process, it's a toss-up as to what's most satisfying. It's that moment when the dog gets it and you notice that the dog clicks with what you're asking and they just forge ahead. Or it's that moment when the owner gets it. And you've asked for it, you've tried to explain it different ways, and then in that moment when it clicks, that's when it's like, yes.
The way I explain it to a lot of owners is that they're very gray with their dog, meaning, everything's muddled. They allow things here, but don't allow it here. Whereas as trainers, we're black and white. You can do this, you can't do that. And we want to teach you that. Repetition is so important because we want to build those habits of the sits downs in place so that you can continue for the lifetime of your dog. I don't want the dog to just do it whenever you're in training mode. I want you and your dog to have a better life. And I want your dog to do what you ask it to do because you asked it to do it.